This video is about the very first thing you need to do if you want to make positive changes to your life. Hello, I'm Shane from Focus and Action, and as I said in a previous video, when I started this blog, the idea was that I've had all these positive changes in my life, a massive change from being, depressed and confused most of the time to being happy and having a really awesome life now in the last 10 years or so. And I'm looking at everything I did and I'm thinking, there's a lot of stuff that I'm sure you could do as well. You could just do the same things I did and have a positive transformation like this as well. And that would be awesome, right? And because this happened for me in the span of about 10 years, and it's still ongoing as well. I'm still working on having a better life and becoming a better person, obviously. But because this covers such a long time span, one of the things I've been doing is I've been thinking about how can I break this down into what really matters, right? How can I kind of distill this down into the most important points and the most important steps that you can take to have a positive change in your life? Now, I've actually managed to boil this down to just 4 things, the 4 most important aspects in my life that are responsible for all the changes I experienced. And there's quite a nice acronym for that as well. The acronym for it is SAGA. And I'm going to get into what these 4 points are and how you can implement them in your life in the coming videos. But before I do that, I have to talk about the very first step that you just need to make anything happen here. The very first thing that needs to happen is that you make that decision to make a real change in your life. And I'm using the word real change for this decision because what I'm talking about is the opposite of the New Year's resolution kind of thing, right? Where you say, I'm going to do a bit less of this or a bit more of that. And then you forget about it by January 2nd, basically, and nothing happens, right? I mean, look, everybody wants a better life, right? Everybody would take positive change in their life if they could get it completely for free. That's not what this is about. What this is about is, I think for most of us, it's kind of a rock bottom experience, right? You hit a point, like a low point in your life where you just look around and you go, I can't have any more of this. This needs to change. And you make that real decision, which means, what it really comes down to is it means that you're willing to make sacrifices as well. Because the truth is you can't just add good stuff to your life. It has to be a balance, right? You have to let go of some things and add some other things. And you just have to make sure that the things you let go of are the ones that are negative and the things you add are positive. All right, so let's say you made a real decision and you're ready to make some changes happen. Here's something that really sucks that's going to happen next. Once you start making changes to yourself, once you really start working on yourself and your life, you will actually find that people around you will try to pull you down. And usually they don't even do this with any ill intent. It's just the way groups react. That can be pretty tough to deal with because these are usually the people that you spend most of your time with, might be people close to you that you trust, and you'll just feel them starting to pull you down. And this is just the way groups work, right? If someone starts to rise above, then that threatens everyone else's self-image, right? If everyone in a group is like lazy and just slacking off all day, that's fine. Everybody can be comfortable knowing that everybody else is doing the same thing. If someone starts getting more ambitious and starts wanting more out of life, that confronts you with the fact that you're slacking off and that you're lazy and brings up a lot of unpleasant questions that you don't really want to be asking yourself. So the easier thing to do is just to try and get everyone back to the same level again. I am telling you this for 2 reasons. The first is so that you can be prepared for it, all right? So when it happens, that you're prepared for it, you know that this is going to happen and you can resist. The second is I want to give you a tool to make you more resilient against this problem. So what really sucks about when this happens is that usually it happens right when you start, right? You've hit rock bottom, you've decided something's got to change, you're trying to start building some better habits, you're trying to become a better person, a better version of yourself, and then people start pulling you down. And in the beginning, that's when you have that's when you're most insecure about it because you don't have a lot of clarity about what exactly do you want to change, where exactly do you want to go, why do you want to change, and so on. And the less clarity you have about this, the more insecure you are, the more easily people can pull you down. So here's a tool that can make you resilient against that. The tool is a writing exercise. And first of all, most importantly, you're going to be writing and you're going to be writing only for yourself. all right? Nobody is ever going to see this. It doesn't matter whether you write by hand or type it or whatever, but you also don't have to worry about like your grammar and spelling and stuff like that. This is for your eyes only. For this exercise, here's what you're going to write about. Write about what you want your life to look like 1 year from now if everything goes well. Like assuming that you can make the changes you want to make and you can build a better life for yourself, what is that going to look like 1 year from now? Now, I'm giving you a 1 year timeline because it's often easier to write in a much more aspirational way, like how amazing do I want my life to be 10 years from now? And you know, no matter what you write there, theoretically you can probably achieve that even if it's super aspirational, because a lot can happen in 10 years. But the problem is there's so much of a disconnect between how, you know, who you are right now and what your life is like right now and this huge dream of where you want to be in 10 years, that the result is actually usually that you can't really relate to that, and then you don't have a lot of motivation to actually pursue that. And that's why we're using a 1 year goal, because a lot can happen in 1 year, but it's still within reach. Now, we're going to add another level onto this. We're going to make this even more specific. Write about what you want your ideal day to look like 1 year from now. So assume that 1 year from today, you're going to have a perfect day. You're going to have like your ideal day. And write about what happens from the moment you get up in the morning. What do you do? Who do you interact with? Like, what are your habits that you follow during the day? What kind of a person are you? And write about how you go through your day, what you do, and why you do these things. You can even write this as a journal entry, pretending that you're you 1 year from now, writing about what you did this day. Keep in mind that it's quite likely that you'll want to edit or rewrite the whole thing. And that's one of the purposes of this exercise, right? It's quite possible that if you just write an outline, and again, you're only writing for you, don't worry about anything, just like write a quick outline of what you think right now, then maybe come back to it a bit later, maybe come back to it tomorrow, look at it again, and it's possible that you look at it and go, nah, this isn't what I want at all, and just rewrite the whole thing. Or it's possible that you want to tweak some things and change some things. And that's one of the points of this exercise. It gives you clarity, and it's writing as a way to process your thoughts, right? And if you do this a couple of times, you'll have a much clearer idea of what exactly you want to do, who you want to become, and why. All right, so do this writing exercise to gain more clarity about what exactly you want to achieve and make it that much more likely that you will actually reach your goals. So go ahead and do this exercise and leave a comment below letting me know how it went for you. Thanks for watching. I'm Shane from Focus and Action, and I'll see you in the next video.